Welcome to Catching Up with Katie, episode 7. It's kind of crazy that we've been doing this for like weeks now. But basically, if you have not watched an episode so far, we take comments from Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, things that y'all want to know, and we talk about it. We just have a conversation. It kind of started off as just a Q&A, and now it has kind of borderline podcasty vibes, but we're going to do that. We have a little bit of a segment at the end called Rapid Fire, and we do a little bit of a catch up, because it's in the name, of what's been going on this week. So, Abigail?
Yeah, I did see one person asking for a update on the mega blind.
The mega deer blind, they just put it up, and they haven't put stairs on it yet, so we can't go up. I wanted to wait and make a video to when I could go in it and show the view from inside of it. So definitely going to get y'all a video of that soon. But that's all on Facebook and TikTok. If you want more videos, like 8 a day, that's where I post it, is Facebook and TikTok with shorter formed, more daily updates type of videos, whereas YouTube is my longer form videos. So
first question, have you seen the pictures of Snoop Dogg and Martha Stewart at the Equestrian Olympics?
I think it's awesome.
I think it's so funny.
I think it's so fun, and they're doing it in such a respectful way. I think a hot take is, when other artists, I think we all kind of know which one in the last few months, made a big equestrian themed thing, and it was just done in a really hokey, I don't even know the word, inaccurate way. Whereas Snoop Dogg and Martha, they went and they wore very appropriate attire, very accurate. They were in awe of all the athletes and the horses, and they want to learn. And I think that's really, really beautiful.
A lot of people were agreeing with you about not really enjoying the equestrian side of the Olympics as much.
It's not that I don't enjoy it. I think it's
just not your favorite.
I guess when I'm wanting to watch spectacular sports, sure, the equestrian stuff is amazing. I don't show dressage, so seeing dressage and eventing and show jumping, those are all things that I'm not a part of. So it is cool to see. But I think when watching the Olympics, it's I want to watch something that I have absolutely no skill in, that I think is incredible, and that I have no ability to do, and that it's just mind-blowing. So, and that I wouldn't see in any other case, So that's kind of where my mind goes.
I think our first guest, besides family, is going to have to be Dr. Matthew.
Dr. Matthew?
Because I saw so many people, when you asked in the last one, who people to suggest ideas of who to come on. He was the number one by far.
I just feel like he's so in his element doing vet stuff. I don't know if he would say yes to it. I don't know if he'd want to come on here and just talk.
I don't know what he would want to talk about.
I don't even,
we talk
about vet stuff while he's there doing it. I think a lot of it is the ladies like Dr. Matthew.
They do.
And I think that's what they're using, that part of their brain.
Somebody called him Matt Matthews in the comment.
Everyone thinks it's his last name. I'm not going to say his last name just for sake of privacy, but his name is Matthew. Yeah. That's not his last name. So,
other guest suggestions we got were Clutch of Color. Oh, do you know?
Yes,
Elena.
Them?
Oh, is
That's
that
Elena?
Okay, I didn't know that was the name of.
That's her egg business.
Okay,
so okay. Elena, for those that y'all don't know, she owns Hank and Glenn, who we bred the donkeys to, and then she's the one who's getting Buzz, the baby goat. She has her own business, and she's awesome. So she comes down periodically. We should do that. She actually has to come get Buzz later, in mid-September. So maybe we should try that. I don't know.
Yeah, I had her name written down. I didn't know that those were the same. Also, Rebecca. Do you think she would want to?
I think she would. I think she'd do it. Here's the thing with me and Rebecca, though. We're going to have to, watch ourselves. Yeah. There's going to be so much editing in that episode.
People want to know how you met, your childhood story, funny stories.
We're going to have to do that. We're going to have to do, a three-way, though, where you're, interviewing us as best friend. A three-way. Okay. We're not doing a three-way.
I wasn't.
But, not what I was. You're going to have to interview us as best friends, because I feel like we're both going to be awkward and not know how to take it, not know how to, we need questions.
Just to be clear, I wasn't laughing about three-way.
Okay.
I was laughing because I kept hearing, every time I hear like now, I'm so aware of it. What is your history with barrel racing, and why did the farm as a whole move away from it?
So my parents met barrel racing, and I would say my dad more so like the pole bending, but he did barrel race. And so very much that's the horses they had when I was growing up. If they had brood mares, it was for barrel racing. But then my mom has a lot of neck and back problems and has had multiple surgeries and scoliosis. And so she moved away from the speed events for her own health. And in that, because I was young, I did still barrel race a little bit, but because she was starting to show in the Western Pleasure and the all-around stuff, I also became interested in it. And it just kind of turned into the fact that I was better at that. And she was very much like adrenaline junkie, way better at speed, like go in with her hair on fire fast. And I was very much like, I'm going to lope the prettiest barrel pattern and it's going to be perfect, but it's going to be 25 seconds long, you know? So I just didn't get the speed gene. I got the like slow work gene. But yeah, it moved that way. My dad, once his horse Major retired, he just never found a love again with like a specific horse other than Bo, but he didn't want to show Bo.
So your dad was a barrel racer too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And so he just kind of went to hunting and cows, and Mom stayed with the horses and we slowed it down. Mm-hmm. So
is there a reason you talk to George in an English accent?
Abra, my brand manager / life manager, her husband's name is George, and he's English, and I talk to him like that all the time as a joke, and it just kind of came out once. And then I'm also a huge fan of Bridgerton, and so Farmer George, and he was just so like ornery. I felt like I needed to talk to him in some kind of like
an old man
funny way, and it just started happening. And then people got mad, and so I started doing it more.
Why did they get mad about it?
They're like, I'm not going to watch with this stupid accent. I'm like, don't watch, Barbara. That's fine. I'm going to keep having fun.
George finds it funny, and that's all that matters.
I think he likes it. There's no evidence of that.
I was talking about like the actual George.
Oh, the actual George? The actual George likes it, for sure.
Yeah.
It about broke his heart when he figured out it was Regina George and not...
It wasn't named after him.
Yeah.
What is something that you would like to experience again for the first time?
Watching My Lady Jane. That's the first thing that came into my head, because there's probably way more. There's way more that are a better answer than that. But right now, I feel like I went into mourning when it was over. Don't laugh at me.
I'm not laughing. I watched it, and I thought it was good, but like I didn't.
It's because it fits every trope that I want. It fits me as a person, like everything I want out of a show. Yeah. Because it's not too serious. It is historical, but like so not accurate. Mm-hmm. It's in a period piece. There's steaminess. There's fantasy. There's like something going on all the time. So I loved it, and I can get why it wouldn't be like everyone's cup of tea. But I want everyone to go watch it so that there's a season 2. There has to be a season 2 or I will cry.
I think enough people like it that there will be another season.
I'm trying to think of anything else. I mean...
What about like a movie?
A movie. Pride and Prejudice. The Keira Knightley one. Yeah. Oh my gosh. That is the one that me and my mom watch if it's a rainy day. If we're at the lake and we're just wanting something to cuddle up and watch, it is Pride and Prejudice. It is so good. It is, I think, a lot of girls' favorite movie.
But I also watched that a lot with my mom growing up, and my sister and her are really into those types of movies. So like we watched, what's the one, Emma? Mm-hmm. Did you watch
I actually
those?
haven't.
Those are really good.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say I like them as much, but we watched that and like...
I'm trying to think of something like movie,
like an experience
I think
that you've had.
There's so many things that I experienced twice, like foaling, for instance. I felt like I experienced it for the first time when it was me at the helm. You know, I lived with my parents who bred and foaled out my entire life. But then when it came time for me to be the one that's, you know, doing all the directions and figuring out what we're doing and being over it, it's almost like doing it again for the first time. And so, I mean, that's a rush to do that for the first time and it go well, you know.
Who was the first horse that you foaled out on your own?
On my own? Here's the thing. I think there was a few years where my parents would come down after the fact and like make sure everything was okay. Or they'd come down and I would do it. It's probably been 4 years that I've been doing it solely, but they still come down all the time to see the babies immediately. I think the first time I was actually solo for the first time, my parents were out of town, couldn't come check on me, couldn't be right there for questions, was Penelope last year. And that was like, I had to catch her because her mom kept sitting on her face, you know, like, and so anyway, that was kind of dramatic.
A dramatic first time to experience that.
So while I've been a part of horse breeding and foaling out my entire life, I feel very comfortable in it. My parents live on the property, so it's not for the fact that they didn't have faith in me to do it. It's just that we do it as a family. And so they've gotten a lot more like, we're going to the lake regardless if she's foaling, you know? And so I'm just by myself now.
I feel like I got pretty lucky with my first experience with Maggie and Molly.
Yeah.
It was pretty chill. It took a while for her to...
Yeah, you kind of got a weird experience your first time because Maggie didn't want her to nurse. And so it took forever to get that baby to nurse and get Maggie to be like chill.
The actual birth was super easy though.
It was over before we could even think about it.
Yeah.
Who was next after that? It was Molly, and then you missed Fred.
I wasn't there for
Seven
Fred.
was actually next, but
so I remember it was in WTF.
That was 7.
Yeah, like right before. And then I was coming back every day. And so I was checking on Ginger every night while y'all were at NWTF. And I checked on her the day before, like, y'all came back. And she was fine, looked completely normal. And then y'all came back and she had her baby.
Well, it wasn't even just you. She didn't give any signs. Yeah. I had no straw there. She was 2 weeks, over 2 weeks early. Yeah. So that was pretty dramatic. I feel like Happy, other than her making us stay up all night, was pretty textbook.
Yeah. That was the one we waited on. And then Nate left right before.
Nate left 30 minutes before she laid down. We had stayed up all night long.
No, not all of us.
No, you didn't. You were asleep by 10:30.
I was sleeping while they were playing Madden in the background.
I stayed up. My eyes hurt so bad that morning. But anyway, okay. I don't even know what the question was at this point. So
it was about an experience you would like to live through again. What is the worst thing you've experienced on social media?
You know, hate comments suck, and they do get bad sometimes. But I would say people having blatantly no respect for boundaries and coming onto the property is probably the worst. While nothing terrible has happened yet from it, there is something to be said about just not feeling safe at your own home because people feel like they can just come onto your property because they watch videos online, which is not the case. We are private property. We do not open it to the public. And so we've had multiple instances of people either while we're not there, and we constantly have people on our property, even if we're not there. And so we've had people pull in and just start, getting photos with the animals and whatever. And, people are like calling me, being like, are these your friends? And I have to be like, no. And then they, get ushered off the property, or they get screamed at, or, whatever. And, we have gates and we have people there all the time, but it is still scary that people just feel the entitlement to basically come onto your home. And I've made some videos about that before, and what's really confusing to me is there's a lot of people supportive of it. They're like, obviously you should feel safe in your own home. No one should come on your property. But then there's the other take of it that people are like, this is what you signed on for. You put your life out there. People, of course they're going to feel like they can come on your own property. Why, you're a little spoiled little girl, and I'm like, What?
I don't think they think the same thing about other influencers who don't have animals.
Right?
Or something that people would be interested in going to see.
Right.
Like, you wouldn't just go to a random
House.
house of someone that you
I mean,
follow.
I guess some people probably do.
No more internet or no more AC.
No AC, because there's so much that the internet offers for like safety. I mean, you can live without AC. I mean, knowledge is imminent on, or not imminent. What's the word? You know what I'm talking about. What?
Imperative.
Power.
I get it. Knowledge is power, and the internet is the best way to get it at a drop of a hat. Whereas AC, I mean, you can put fans. You can. Do you know how much the world lives without AC? We can do without AC. The internet, that's hard. That would be hard.
Summer or winter.
Summer or winter? Mm-hmm. Summer.
Would you rather wear sandals or boots every day for the rest of your life?
Boots.
Beach or mountains?
People are going to be shocked. I'm going to say beach.
If you were any animal, what would it be? Based on what you think your personality
This is terrible, and I know this is rapid fire. The first thing that came into my brain was an English bulldog, because
Winnie.
I don't know. I feel like Winnie's my little spirit animal.
Spirit animal.
It's not accurate. I don't know what it would be, but it came into my head.
Spicy books or spicy movies?
There's not a both option. Spicy books, because they're spicier.
Would you rather only be able to do your makeup or only be able to do your hair for the rest of your life?
Makeup. I feel like a face beat can combat a bad hair day, for sure.
But the stipulation is no eyelashes.
Why are there stipulations? This is rapid fire.
They're too easy.
Why is there stipulations? This is rapid fire. If I have no eyelashes,
Eyelashes is better.
I gotta have my lashes. I don't know. I feel like if I don't wear eyelashes, I only do makeup if I do this level of makeup. Or then I'm just like, I don't know. I hate the stipulation.
Skydiving or bungee jumping?
Skydiving.
Why?
I don't know why the bungee jumping scares me more. I think it's because you're so much closer to the ground, and if there's like a malfunction, you're just dead.
Yeah. Like it could snap at any moment.
And I know you're trusting a parachute, but I feel like when you skydive, you're with an instructor, and then someone jumps with you.
Like just you if
That's kind of what I'm thinking. Like someone could
happened.
save me. That's where my brain goes. Anyway,
Okay, that's all the rapid fire questions that I had.
that's all. Okay.
Yeah.
Before you go, please check out my brand new Groove Life launch. I'm so excited about these new rings. We have the VS Code Red ring, the teal antler ring, and the new plaid poppy petunia ring. So super stoked about those. I will have the link in the description to go shop and go check them out. If you would like to have questions in the next one, please leave them below in the comments. We pull from Facebook and Instagram and YouTube's comments. So I hope y'all enjoyed today's episode, and I will see you in the next one.